Hi, my name is Rich, and I use the he, him pronouns. You're watching my YouTube channel where I play amazing tabletop role playing games with friends. This launches a very exciting new anthology series that I'll be running with a lot of folks. I'm calling it MCU Sundays. So, Star Wars Saturdays is I'm going to run Star Wars is set in Star Wars using lots of different RPGs, and this is my attempt to do a Marvel Cinematic Universe backdrop and lots of different RPGs. Some differences about Star Wars Saturdays to MCU Sundays that I've already explained to the crew. Primarily, Star Wars Saturdays. Oh, I'm going to screw up the days. Star Wars Saturdays was let's use the backdrop of Star Wars, the events of the movies, to inspire us for new stories about brand new characters. We have very few canon characters from the Star Wars media show up, but they often influenced or were influenced by the events of our games. Well, in MCU Sundays, the characters are a lot of what drives things rather than the setting. So, with that in mind, and also MCU's establishment of multiverse, we've got a wide open door to bring in characters inspired by the comics, characters directly from the comics, characters influenced or different versions of the MCU. So it's going to be a grab bag. But the idea, the thrust, the thought experiment is we are a team. We're all Kevin Feige's, and we get to make our own MCU. The things that are true, because I don't want to force everyone to run to Disney Plus and watch all the MCU shows. They're fun, but the movies are true. The movies have happened. We're playing in that base world. Avengers in-game happened. The snap happened. Thanos was there. Those things have all influenced our world. Further out, Disney Plus shows, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the other parts of Marvel TV will bring in as we want on a more selective basis. Netflix Marvel also within the penumbra of bringing stuff in if we want. So with that in mind, the first series within MCU Sundays is Masks, a New Generation, because it's a great game and it's very easy to run and play, and I have an awesome crew of folks who are interested in playing. As per usual, for all games that I've been running in Star Wars Saturdays and MCU Sundays, we will use a variety of layered safety tools. We have lines that were defined by the players ahead of time, or as we got together this morning for me. We have veils. Line is a line we don't cross. That's content we're not interested in having in our game. It's not part of our happy fun time. Veils are things where we say it's okay if it exists within our story, but we don't want to spotlight it. We don't want to see the gory details, as it were. For example, I have a veil on sexual content, which means that if two characters get intimate, they're going to hook up. Great. We pan away from that or fade to black, and some saxophone music comes on because saxophone's the sexiest of all instruments, really. It's just a thing. It's a trope. I'm sorry. Live with it. Ask first is also out there for things that could be okay, but contextually would rather have a conversation, which means that if any one of us, GM or players included, want to bring into our story an angle of, for example, here looking at our safety tab, domestic abuse, the way we would do it is a player or I would say, hey, I see we have domestic abuse. I was thinking that my character could come from a broken home and their father was abusive. Is that cool? And if anyone says, can we try it a different way? Then you are obligated to try it a different way. If that's the only idea you had, ask the table. We'll work it out. We'll help each other. We're collaborative here. That's what we do. On top of line, veil, and ask first, we have the X card in case there's a situation where you're like, I didn't realize I need to put a line on that, but today that is bothering me and it's harming my fun. So you can say, hey, I need to X card this thing. You can make an X, or you can drop it into chat in Zoom. Also within our die roller, there's a very cool X card to the right hand side of the awesome Roll With Me die roller created by John Grimm, amazing individual who's very creative, and I love his technology. So we have all of those. And then, hey, we're grown-ups. If you need to talk about a thing, you don't think it's quite to X card, but you want to mention it, go for it. Bring it up. We will take a pause and we'll work through it. So we do have lines, fails, and asks first out there. With masks, characters are young adults. It's expressly stated in masks. A lot of people play masks as high school heroes, but it doesn't seem like that's the vibe we're going for. And I'm very excited about that because, well, I do think high school supers is fun. I like the young adult space. And so I think the characters that we've created here will be really fun and interesting. But before we meet the characters, let's talk to our crew. I'm going to start from the left-hand side of the character keeper and call upon each of you as players. So, Andesh, if you could introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Anders. I use the he, him pronouns. Uh, yeah, what else do I need to say? I'm in Sweden.
What's your favorite, right off the top of your head, you could change it in 5 minutes. What's your favorite MCU movie?
Oh, favorite MCU movie.
Yep.
That's hard.
I
Uh,
know.
the one I enjoyed the most recently is the third Spider-Man movie.
Oh God.
I thought they did a
Yes.
really great job of pulling in all the old stuff and making it work and having the characters play off of each other and getting all the actors back. That was fantastic.
I agree. Good one. Good answer on this. You definitely set the bar high. Let's move on to Cody.
Hi, I'm Cody. I use the he, him pronouns. I'm not in Sweden. I had my favorite MCU movie is probably Thor Ragnarok. Yeah, I'm gonna go Thor Ragnarok. Final answer for now. Okay, I'm muting myself.
That's awesome, Cody. That's great. And it tells us a little bit about the character you've made, I think. Jason, you're up next. Please introduce yourself, my friend.
Hi there. My name's Jason. Sometimes I also go by Doc, but either one's good. I use he, him pronouns. I think I am going to mark out for Endgame because I still cry every time I hear the I am Iron Man from the end. And my little 4-year-old has become real interested in looking at videos of Iron Man doing cool stuff. And she's like asking me very innocently what's going on. I'm like, he's so there we go.
Oh, that's so adorable. I love it. I love it. Wow, 4 years old. My God, old. Time keeps moving. Patrick, please, friend, introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Patrick. He, him pronouns. And my favorite Marvel movie is Thor Ragnarok, unless it's Ant-Man, unless it's the Hawkeye TV show.
Yes, that's great. That's so perfect. Cool. We'll snake order this then. Patrick, if you could introduce the character you've chosen to play.
All right, so I'm playing Billy Kaplan, Billy Maximoff, Wiccan from another universe, similar to the one in this universe, but older and not at all similar to the one in this
Do you have
universe.
pizza
Who
balls?
didn't
I just want
exist
to
at
know.
all.
A pizza come in a ball, in a cone, here
Yeah,
in this other universe? Okay, good.
Ball.
Pizza balls.
It's exclusively in octagons, as pizza is meant to be.
It's canon. I'm writing it down.
Yeah, it's if you don't have all those corners, then is it even pizza? So I'm playing the Nova playbook, which is all about having huge, potentially destructive, potentially world-altering powers that you have limited, questionable control over.
That's awesome.
He's got sorcery. It's sort of comes in the blood in the family, and he doesn't have great control over it. I think in his universe where he came from, it was a very like spotty, high danger, high emotion triggered power, but it's become more sort of regular and usable in this universe. But he still doesn't have a lot of like formal control over it, so it's a lot of like, get me out of here, get me out of here, get me out of here sort of stuff, and then it happens.
Okay.
I think there's probably a couple of like fly, call lightning sort of simple things that he's figured out how to do easily, but everything else is just like a panic move. Let's see. Good at freak, okay at danger and savior, very bad at mundane, because this is not my universe.
Hashtag not my universe.
Looking through my backstory, when did you first use your powers? When I was young, and my mom, the very not villainous Scarlet Witch Wanda Maximoff of that universe, was there to help me through it, but never really got a lot of training because my powers didn't come in a lot until I came here. We'll figure out more about this. The first person I accidentally hurt with my powers obviously would be someone younger, but Susie from down the street in another universe seems less emotionally impactful than someone here. So I thought maybe Dazzler in that like multiversal hero meet cute of "you're a known villain from my universe, I must stop you" sort of thing. Cool. Who outside the team helps you control your powers? And it's by dear Aunt Agatha from Westview, New Jersey, where I grew up. And strangely, like in the same neighborhood where I grew up, there's Aunt Agatha again. But this universe, she doesn't have any powers. She doesn't have any link to the mystic arts that I can tell. So she's just a normal, mundane human person. But she's very sweet and has taken to me and is like that connection to family that I don't have here.
Right up that Patrick helpfully put in for Agatha on powers is just perfect. Obviously.
Yeah, none, obviously. Unlike the Agatha from my universe, this Agatha definitely has no powers at all, ever.
No, at best she has a nice like aerobics outfit. That's it.
Yeah. And Rich, just to be explicit about it, like, I'm okay with you playing her as like comedically threatening in a way that like the audience knows, all the way up to like secretly conniving and a villain in the background manipulating me. Anywhere you want to play on that range, I'm okay with it. Billy won't see it coming.
Awesome. Thank you, Patrick. I am very happy to have that permission.
Why do you continue to use my powers? Again, they're much more stable in this universe, and if I learn enough about them, then there's so many messes and problems in my weird multiversal backstory of family that does exist and doesn't exist, and some of them are in this universe and some of them aren't and never were. And like, if I could just figure out some of my powers, I could grab onto some piece of that and start fixing it. Maybe I could get my brother here. Maybe I can clear my mom's name. Maybe I can find with what happened to this Wanda. Maybe I can go home. I don't know.
Neat. Thank you very much, Patrick. All right, Jason. Please introduce us to your character.
All right. I am playing Colossus of normally X-Men fame, but currently there are no X-Men in this universe. I'm using the soldier playbook though, so he is actually still working for someone. In this case, we're having him work for S.H.I.E.L.D. My computer has slowed down a whole lot, so give me a hot second to see if I can get it to actually show me the questions. I think it is because my wife is on a call with her family.
Oh, man. That stinks.
All right. Well, you know what? I'm going to let you read the questions.
Okay. What tragedy or disaster led you to gaining your abilities?
So in this universe, the farming equipment from the small village that the Rasputin family is from was sabotaged by the Flag Smashers, causing great harm to a number of people. But when a combine harvester was heading towards my sister, I stepped in the way and took on the metallic form we all know and love so much. And there we go.
Excellent. What inspired you to officially join Shield? Shield.
So after this happened, it was a fairly public experience. My country wanted to use my family to force me to become their weapon, which was not a thing that sat well with my moral center. And Shield actually helped arrange to get my entire family out of Russia and to keep them safe. And I've agreed to work with them with the understanding that I have some autonomy, that I do not kill for them.
What does Shield do for the world that no one else can? No one else can.
So most superheroes are what happens, and then the hero shows up to deal with the villain. Whereas Shield actually engages in large investigations where people are working together to try and solve problems before they become catastrophes. And part of that is that they're a little bit all over the place, that they have numerous different resources, that it's people working together to achieve a noble end.
Who outside of Shield and the team connects you to the civilian world? Who outside of Shield and the team connects you to?
That is my parents, who are, I'm going to say that they're in a suburb of Long Island, since I know that that's where Dazzler is from. That's where they've been put up. And they, I believe their names are Nikolai and Alexandria. So yeah, those are my connections.
Excellent. Excellent. And those are the questions. Jason, is there anything more you want to say about Colossus? Those are the questions. Jason, is there anything more you want to say about?
Sorry, no, if that's the last question, I'm just going to go ahead and mute and wait for my connection to get better.
Okay. All right. Next up is Cody. Cody, tell us about your character. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I'm playing Torulf, I believe is how Torulf. Listen, it doesn't roll off Midgardians' tongues quite as easy as it does the honeyed words and lips of Asgardians. But that is who I play. Torulf, he is the outsider. He is a teenage Asgardian kicking around Midgard now that New Asgard is set up off the coast of Norway. Yeah, what more is there to know, really? Backstory, where did he come from? Asgard. Why did they come to Earth? My people needed a home. What am I going to do here? Adventure. Obviously. New world, new realm, must explore. My people, of course, they want me to come home. Help us rebuild this. Be a good Asgardian, that. Blah, 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 blah. I don't have time for the home life. Did Thor not adventure across the realms, I ask you? Did he not make his Warriors 3? Why do they expect me to live in this tourist trap? Not today, sirs. And why do I care about the team? Well, every hero needs a worthy band. So that's why he's kicking around with these three.
Oh, that's great. Oh, I'm so excited. Let's see. I think you hit everything. Yeah, nice work. Toruf. Andish, how do we say it? Say it one more time, just so we have it fresh.
With a Swedish accent, you would say Torul. I don't know, like if you were saying it in Icelandic, which is the closest we have to Old Norse, I'm not sure, but probably more like Torulf or something like that. But you're pronouncing it fine. It's I don't have any complaint.
Okay. Thank you very much, Cody, for telling us about. I'm going to go with Turolf. Tour, like take a tour, and then Ulf. That's how I'm going to try to say it. I'm going to say it a bunch of different ways, but that's my plan. Anesh, I'm so stoked for the character you. Please tell us about the character you made.
Yeah, I'm playing Dazzler, Alison Blair, who is I made us obviously the Star playbook because whatever else she is a star. And this is, well, in this universe, as we're saying, she's a bit more willing to go out and be a superhero than she was, at least in the original version in the X-Men. She is, yeah, like you say, a young adult. I'm thinking like 19, 20. She's and I think she's tried to be she's always wanted to be a celebrity, and has like tried doing the whole regular like a singing and dancing, but it never took off. She probably wasn't good enough, but now she has superpowers. So yeah, so she has a lot of she's doing the whole TikTok thing and that sort of thing. So she has a lot of fans there. Yeah. So the backstory questions. When did you first appear on screen? About 6 months ago, when a video of me stopping a robbery went viral. So that's when she broke. Like, and I think she wasn't out there to be a superhero, but she happened to be there when something was happening. She used her powers. It went viral, and then she figured, this is how I'm going to be famous.
Is it a thing where like people discovered Allison or Dazzler, that they went and found this like backlog of YouTube music videos where she was just in her bedroom singing, and they're like, oh my god, she actually sings well too.
Yeah. So what do you tell people about how you got your powers? I say I got them from a glowing meteorite that crashed in our backyard. That's obviously not true. I'm a mutant, I guess, depending on how that works in this universe. But that's what I say. It makes for a cool backstory, and it's not because even though I'm in it for the fame, but I don't want people to go and try to do something dangerous to get power. So, I'm not saying that I got them from some weird chemicals, that just because I don't want. Yeah, I have some sense of responsibility. Who outside of the team supports your burgeoning star in every way possible? And that's my mother. And perhaps it's not entirely unselfish. Like, I'm pulling in some money, and she probably wants some of that action. And then, and I think because I just skimmed some of her backstory, that her mother abandoned the family when she was younger, and I think that happened, and now she's come back, and I don't see the connection that she's just here to exploit me, but yeah. And I have a question here. Who outside of the team loathes what you represent? And I'm not sure. I haven't come up with a good answer. I'd like a character who's like meaningful either in the universe or connected to the other PCs, but maybe we can figure that out.
Yeah, I think that's good to save for a little bit. My first thought is to try to have potentially a villainous character or an antagonistic character in New York City. Like it could be like an Osborn or a Kingpin or something like that, who just rub them the wrong way.
That could also be like Jennifer Walters after her interactions with Titania, who is kind of a similar vibe.
Oh, that's really good.
Or it's Titania because she doesn't like the competition.
Ooh, God. Such Titania, I think, is where we're gonna go, because she just seems like she'd be petty enough to be all up in your business all the time. Someone find a pic of Jamila as Titania that we throw on the NPCs board, because yeah, that's so good. Oh, that's great.
And finally, why do you care about the team? And that's, my audience likes the interaction with other superheroes. So that's entirely selfish, at least for now. I mean, maybe some attachments will grow, but right now it's just, yeah, it's for the likes.
That's awesome. And it's just a check in. I can't remember. Have you watched The Boys?
I have not.
Okay.
I've read the first comics collection.
I think well, I've only been able to suffer through like an issue or so of The Boys comic. I really like unabashedly love the Boys series, and any January or Starlight is pretty awesome in this. He's like the one actually good person in the Seven, and she's got a bit of what you're talking about with her mother, so I may pull a little bit from that. So cool. So let's check in. Jason, I know you had a couple of computers. Do we want to take our mid-game break now, or do we want to push through when our team first came together, do relationships influence, and then take a break?
I'd just keep on going.
Okay. Cool. If everybody's okay with that, we've been at it for 90 minutes to see. Okay. All right. Let's push on through. So we're going to use the Masks book order for how we do this. We do introductions, then we do when our team first came together. And I'm going to try to use I found on Reddit, because we're using several of the expanded playbooks. So the order that's on the GM sheet doesn't contain those. So I'm going to use one from Reddit. We'll see how it goes. I think it makes sense to me. We're going to start with the Nova. So when our team first came together, your as yet unnamed team, the Nova has the first question to answer. I've dropped those questions down on row 69, 70, and 71. So the Nova kicks us off with your question. Read the question and see if you got an answer for us.
So let's see. When our team first came together, we destroyed our surroundings in a fight. Where was it? What did we destroy? So I like the idea that it was in New York City. Like, let's keep things simple and located.
You can't destroy the Statue of Liberty. They did that in the Spider.
You can't. You also can't do the big Christmas tree because they did that in Hawkeye.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah. Let's just go with a museum.
Oh, nice. That's. What? I mean, it's terrible, but I love it. Oh my goodness! You destroyed the museum.
It's not the Met. Let's go with the Guggenheim Museum. I mean, it's just like a percentage of it. It's obviously not the whole thing.
My various
it would be ridiculous.
I feel a disturbance in the forest, as if my various art degrees cried out in pain and then were silenced.
Oh God, this is so great! I'm so here for a destruction of the Guggenheim. Man, the pic on Wikipedia for the front of Guggenheim is so cool, and just imagining that crumbled and scaffolds around it as they're trying to fix it back up. That's great. Awesome. That is amazing. Good answer. We go next to the Outsider. Read your question and give us an answer.
We didn't trust each other at first, but that changed. How and why? I think Turulf was a big part of the not trusting. He saw Colossus, essentially the Allfather's Devastator armor tramping about the place.
Oh God.
That's not supposed to be happening. Oh. He sees what looks like Loki's witch magic coming from somebody else. He popped in and decided to start fighting the others first before he was calmed down. And I think that was the thing, is that it was this lack of recognition what these other powers were, and unfortunately relying on the first impressions of our own histories, which tied them too closely to those who may have done wrong in the past. And of course that changed. It all fell apart when Colossus didn't fight back, but instead just picked Torulf up and held him in place and gave him a beat to think. And you know, the witch magic that he saw didn't continue, and there weren't really any tricks being played. I think that's when everyone took a beat, saw that that we weren't fighting each other, but were acting against something else.
Oh, really like that. And now hopefully we'll learn a bit about who you fought when you destroyed the Guggenheim. Is our victory soldier? Your question is next.
All right. Our victory secured an important resource for S.H.I.E.L.D. What was it? Oh, that's a tough one. Man, who's going around busting up the Guggenheim? I'll tell you what. You know what? We've got a fair amount of mystic themed whatnot going on with Wiccan and Torulf. So I think it's actually probably some kind of mystic item. Because normally Doctor Strange comes and takes those kind of things.
Oh.
So there's not a lot of them that end up in their hands. Since it's the Guggenheim, it's actually more modern, which is probably why it was not on the radar. So let's say it's a kind of a puzzle box.
Sorry, just
we're
some
going,
Hellraiser thoughts.
We're
Sorry.
going slightly Hellraiser.
Yes.
But we're going to say it's a puzzle box. They haven't quite figured it out, but they can use it to possibly open portals. But given their experience with the Tesseract, they are hesitant to explore it in the same way. So right now they're more trying out like long range sensor abilities using it.
Oh, that is terrifying, and I love it. I love it so much.
And I will, you know what? I'll even give you a artist on that. Let's see who does some neat work with puzzles. I'll tell you what, it's not a puzzle bag, it's a mirror room. So Yayoi Kusama is well known for designing these kind of infinity rooms. It's an infinity room. So this particular space can let you perceive things from a distance. She accidentally created a room that will let you have a degree of cosmic awareness.
Wow. That's insanely cool.
These pictures are saying, good Lord.
I didn't.
That is the sickest thing I've ever heard of, Jason. That is so rad. A mirror room that lets you behold infinities. Okay.
Yep.
Wow.
To be fair, if the MCU designers were going to make a cinematic shot of infinity, it would look like one of these rooms.
That's awesome. Wow. Good job, Jason. You just taught us a little bit about real stuff, real art. That's so cool. Okay, after that dramatic pause, by the way, whoever stuck in the pic of Titania, perfect. No notes. I have no notes. See, two people may have found a pic for her because I see the same pic in two places. I gotta remove the one at the top row, and she's down in the antagonists. That's so good. Good work. Congratulations, team. You won the internet today.
Hey, just to add a little bit, as long as we're putting that art degree to work, normally you're only allowed to be in those rooms for a limited amount of time. Like you have to be in. So it's normally like either 1 minute or 3 minutes. And we'll say like literally if you're there longer, it starts to put your mind at risk. So that's the limit of your Cthulhuoid knowledge.
That's awesome. that now has opened up possibilities for a future MCU Sundays game. We'll figure that out. The Star, you get the last question on when our team first came together. Please take it away.
Yeah, my question is, we as a team attracted the attention of a major media outlet within the city, thanks to our effort. Who are they and why do they support us? And I mean, the only in-universe specific one that I know of is the Daily Bugle.
Do it.
I mean, they're not generally pro superheroes, but I think maybe something about whoever it was we fought makes them makes Jameson favor us. Any pitches for that? I mean, trashing a museum, I don't think he particularly cares about that.
They're definitely a lot better than Spider-Man.
The Daily Bugle in the MCU is a kind of like Alex Jones website thing.
Yeah, they definitely went that route in the Spider-Man movies, which is the version of MCU we go with. So that
I don't think that's a problem, but I have no problem with him like, listen, I don't think much of modern art. As far as I'm concerned, it can go out into the dustbins. But I do take an issue of heroes coming in and destroying what I consider to be an iconic part of this city.
Are you? So let me ask you, Anish, do you want a kind of right-wingish problematic media outlet to be the one that has glommed onto you?
I think it's, for me, as not being part of American society where Alex Jones is a real problem, I think it's fun. But if anyone feels like, oh, I kind of don't want that, then I'm happy to take something else.
Cool. So this is check-in. What do folks? Does anyone have some concerns? And if you do, it's totally legit. I will mock them. Like, they're not going to be heroic. I'll just tell you that.
They support us, is what it is. The question.
Yes.
It's fine.
Sure.
Okay. Cool.
But yeah, I figure it has to be something about, like, maybe whoever we fought was, I don't want to go with like from a different nation on Earth, but maybe it was an alien, like alien, and that's like, yeah, keep those stinking weirdos from outer space out of here. That sort of, is that okay, or is it too close to being a real thing?
I think it's okay. I think it is. There's like a line to walk with the fact that they support us, but we're not. Obviously, we're not as a team like championing them either. So if that person supports us,
that's what I'm assuming. But
if there's hey, this team doing such and such, it's like great job, and then it's like, no, stop that. We're not doing that. Like it creates a friction. Like they support us, but they're antagonists.
Poor Ulf may be an alien, but at least he's our alien.
Oh, he's one of the good ones.
Blonde.
The antagonist of this arc is already J. Jonah Jameson.
Listen, I have a friend who's an Asgardian. There you go. That excuses everything.
But no, that's good. That's a classic comic book way of like dealing with racism, but not.
That's where I'm headed. Okay, as long as everyone's cool with it. And again, even though we say we're cool, it doesn't mean it's irrevocable. It doesn't mean later you can go, you know what, this now makes me feel gross. I'm going to X card this and let's change it. Totally cool, because it's media. Like we could just swap out a brand new media. It could be Stark TV. Who knows? We can change it. But for now, we'll go with the dailybugle.net. I think Daily Bugle didn't get the .com at this point, right? It's dailybugle dot something. Cool. Those are amazing. Oh, sorry. Anything else, Anish?
Yeah, I just wanted to figure that. I mean, this relationship doesn't have to last very long either.
Exactly.
Right now, they're supporting us and championing us, but that doesn't mean that that has to persist through the whole.
I'm glad, because I would imagine that if we hew to the inspirational sources, the support will be fickle, and they may very well become your enemy. Oh, It's going to be great. I love it. I'm so here for that. Awesome. So our next step after when our team first came together, we never really talked about who the villain was that was after the Infinity Room. Do we want to talk about that now before we close out the when our team first came together, or do we want to discover that? Like, oh, it's the so-and-sos.
Well, we know it's an alien of some
Right.
sort, right? That's that
Right.
kind of.
Could it be like someone working for the Collector? Because I figure he could be interested in... Or wait, is he dead? No, I don't remember.
He's not dead. He sold nowhere to the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Right.
Oh, that's right. For the for the Christmas special, right?
Yeah.
Didn't they mention that briefly?
They did. It was pretty great.
That Christmas special's pretty much perfect. Like, it's maybe the best thing on
I
Disney
haven't
Plus.
watched it yet.
It was
I'm so
amazing.
behind.
What
It's
if,
so good.
since we've got a new Asgardian here, why don't we have some of Surt's fire demons come through? Like, that's pretty destructive. That would do a number on an art museum.
Yeah.
Is everybody like that?
Yeah, I'm into it.
Cool. Okay. Now we will talk about relationships. Let's start again with character keeper order. So we'll start with Dazzler. You've got a couple of relationships to hand out.
Yeah, I haven't looked at the... There they are.
Yeah, row 47.
Yeah. So the first one is... Actually, I'll start with the second one.
Okay.
X would be a great sidekick. I try to keep them around. And I think this, for me, this fits with Doodle, because he feels like the kind of fun person that my audience would enjoy. Like, yeah. You okay with that, Cody?
Very much so, because I have a question that'll work right back at you.
Cool,
Nice.
cool. Should I do both of mine, or do we snake it? Sorry.
Let's do them both. We'll knock them both out.
Cool. Oh, I put that one in the wrong place. The second one is X might wind up being more of a star than me someday. Actually, maybe that one is better for Toril. Is that? Huh. Sorry, I'm not sure what with who to pitch this, or is someone?
Do we want to move on and circle back to it then? If it be easier?
I'm just thinking. I mean, I want Toril for one of these, but now I'm not sure which one is better.
Sort of the sidekick is the one that amuses me the most, I think.
Cool. Is that you like that one, Cody?
Yeah, I think I like sidekick. I think yeah, it'll play into my question as well. I think the idea that you want to keep him around because hey, the viewers like when he pops up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then I kind of think that Wiccan has to be the one for being a bigger star, because he's got that bad boy edge thing. That does that work for you, Patrick?
Yeah. That's cool. I mean, he's got a great look. He's got that whole like Starfield red cloak and everything. Like,
Mhm.
Cloaks are really in right now.
yeah.
It's true. It's true. Awesome. Torulf, you are up next.
Yeah, my relationship questions. You've been learning about Earth by spending time with Blank, and you have a crush on Blank, but you keep it under wraps. I think Torulf has a crush on Dazzler, but man, he's trying to keep it under wraps so that she keeps him around. He's always making a bigger and bigger buffoon of himself. He's just always like, yeah, and what's this? It's a slice of pizza. That's crazy. Let me eat 10 hot wings, and does whatever influencer things Dazzler has to do. And I think he's been learning about Earth from Peter Rasputin. I think Colossus is giving him a very also like specific view of Earth. I think that it's almost like outsider feeding outsider feeding outsider. So we're both in New York City and you're like, this isn't what normal food is like. And I'm like, really?
And you can get a pair of jeans for such an amazingly low price. You would not believe.
And I want jeans. Jeans are a thing I want to
Jeans
wear.
are a thing that you want.
Oh,
It is,
all right.
It is a symbol of status.
And then the next time you see Torolf, he's all jeaned out. Jean jacket, jean pants.
He's got the Canadian tuxedo.
Yep, exactly.
I've never heard that phrase. That's delightful. Cool. Oh, so good. All right. Colossus, what about you? Relationships.
Surely. So blank is crucial to the long-term success of the organization. I must protect them. That is going to be Wiccan. For much like I said before, not a whole lot of mystical knowledge within Shield, and Wiccan is literally from a whole other dimension. So there's a whole lot of information, and to be honest, also a fair amount of danger to keep an eye on, represented by Wiccan. Like that is, it is power, but is power that could easily cause a great deal of issue.
I like the idea maybe that like in that first thing, Wiccan's powers had some sort of resonance with that room. Since I took the elemental awareness burn where I can just like feel the universe around me, maybe there was something there that we can like work on to unlock with Shield later.
Ooh.
And then I have blank isn't always thrilled with the way Shield handles things. I've come to value their critiques, even if I don't agree with them. I have put Allison / Dazzler. I could see that for either Dazzler or Torolf, but I figure that Dazzler is the person most likely to chafe because ACAB.
What do you mean I can't bring my phone in here?
Yes, like that's it. Yeah, for the good of everyone, we must not speak of it. What are you? I don't even.
That's great. Oh, good stuff. And then finally, Patrick, with Wiccan, what are your relationships?
So we talked about it a little bit before, but you once hurt blank when you lost control of your powers. And I think that was Dazzler, Allison. In like one of my first encounters with another super when I came to this universe, and I didn't realize how strong my magic was gonna be. Something like, you know, threw her through a wall or something before we figured out that no, I'm just a social media influencer or something.
Nice.
And then the other one is you hang out all the time with blank to blow off steam. I feel like there's probably way too much of an uncomfortable crush on Colossus for that to be the thing. So I think it's Torolf. I think he reminds me some of my brother. There's that like sort of dumb, sort of exciting, let's go have fun energy to him. And I think, especially given everything that's gone on recently, Billy needs that to like break himself out of golden retriever of a man. Yes. And Billy just needs that energy to like break his cycle sometimes.
Oh my lord. I just discovered you can do replies in the chat to people's
they now
messages
have
now. That's new.
Reaction things too.
That is awesome. I am really happy about that. That's cool. Could be really helpful. Hembo. Oh, that's sweet. Okay, so these relationships are delightful. We're going to do one more thing before we take our mid-game break, which is influence. We'll do it in snake order. So, Patrick, if you could kick off your influence.
Let's see. Mine is pretty straightforward. Choose your demeanor, happy facade, or lockdown. And I think he's got the happy facade. It's all like calm duck above water, chaos underneath sort of thing with Billy right now. So give influence to 3 teammates, which is all 3 of you.
Everyone has influence on row 55, Wiccan. So we're snake ordering. Colossus, you're up next.
Muted myself. So mine says, respect is earned, soldier. Tell 2 of your teammates what they did to earn your esteem and give them influence. Everyone else will have to match their efforts. So I'm gonna go ahead and give one to Toruf, because, like, we've already established, Toruf came in and basically immediately attacked Colossus, which, first of all, is a pretty brave move. Colossus stands in his metal form at 7'5", 500 pounds of organic osmium type metal, so that ain't nothing, and it was an impressive effort. And then also was eventually willing to listen to reason. Like, that alone, going toe to toe and then being willing to listen, like, you get it. And then it's tough on the other one. I'm gonna say Dazzler edges in, um, both because there's a lot that's impressive about Dazzler, but one of the things is that we are both mutants. We're not well known. It is difficult to use not fitting in as an element to popularity and to own it that way. To not be a tool, which is a big part of Colossus's concern. And so I admire that.
Nice.
I am kind of hiding it since my official story is that I got my powers from a glowing meteorite. But
Still, I'll give it to you anyway on account of just being the still being nobody's tool.
Buruf, how do you handle your influence?
Yeah, choose your demeanor, haughty or cheerful. Don't even need to think twice. I'm cheerful. I'm thrilled to be here. Give everyone influence over you.
Nice. And then we end up with Dazzler and your influence.
yeah, I haven't read this. Oh yeah, this is easy. Choose how you see the team, as a means to an end or as something worthwhile on its own. It's a means to an end. If you see the team as a means to an end, give no one influence. Yeah, I don't care. It's I'm doing it for the likes.
No one has influence over you. Ouch. I love it. Cool. All right. We are going to take a 10-minute break. So, all right. I can't remember if this was pre-recording or during recording, but we're setting the game in New York City per Andish's background. We talked a little bit about where people are from as we were introducing characters. So hopefully that's no problem whatsoever. Let's pick up with a bit of a day in the life. So I'm curious. We'll start off with Colossus. You work generally independently, but you are a soldier for S.H.I.E.L.D. I guess we're going with the MCU. They've lost a few helicarriers in their time, but they're still around. They're still a pretty major presence, right?
Right.
S.H.I.E.L.D. has to have a headquarters in New York City. Do you work out of that office, or are you generally working with the team?
Interesting question.
Thank you.
Trying to think about where the team probably works out of if they don't work out of the S.H.I.E.L.D. office. I think my impulse is to believe that the team probably works out of the S.H.I.E.L.D. office. Like, we have our own space, which is a relatively small space with limited access to things that people are not supposed to be looking at. But I think currently, anyway, that makes more sense to me.
Is everybody else cool with working out of a S.H.I.E.L.D. office as just a place where you meet and drop your stuff at the very least?
Yeah.
Can it have a secret entrance through Midtown Comics?
Yeah, yes.
Let's do that.
And hold on a second. About to sneeze. Sorry about that. So this is a S.H.I.E.L.D. office, but not the main S.H.I.E.L.D. office. So this is like a sub office. Is that what you're imagining, Jason?
Yeah, I think so.
I like that. You of course are going to have to deal with occasionally Marie Hill.
Well, I don't have
Because-
the headquarters move, so it ain't ours. But there we go.
Okay. Midtown Comics, you said?
Yeah, Midtown Comics used to be the primary distributor for Marvel Comics. And they are still a pretty great comic store in New York.
Interesting. So we'll pick up with you at the office. What does Colossus's office look like?
So it's a tricky thing where like he's literally from Siberia, so he's used to things being fairly Spartan. Um, so and I would think it's fair to say that his understanding of feng shui and how to make an office look inviting is not great. But you know, he's got his pictures of family, very there, neatly ordered things. And I think he also has a record player with a small selection of records that he chooses to listen to rather than like really anything on the computer or on his phone or anything like that.
Awesome. Then, because I'm going to, and this is a general note for everybody, but don't feel absolutely married to it. Well, Masks itself says frame it like a comic book. I'm going to try to use more vernacular to set scenes like the MCU. So as we begin this scene and we see Colossus in his office, I assume as Peter or Piotr, what's the vinyl that's playing? What's our opening song here?
So I will tell you, I listened to stuff coming into this and one of them identified Colossus's favorite singer, and I can't remember for sure whether or not it was Neil Young or Neil Diamond. And those are very different vibes. But
It's
in
true.
this universe, we're gonna say Neil Young. So yeah, he listens to a lot of old Neil Young albums.
Do you have a track in mind, or is it we just sub it later?
He did the one with goes, well, I've been through the desert on a horse with no name, right?
I think so. Yeah,
I think so. Yeah, so I think that's, well, I've been through the desert on the horse with no name, just trying to get out of the ring. So yeah,
excellent. This has a note in there that made me tickled me quite a bit.
One sad flower in a very plastic face. Yes, absolutely. I heard flowers make an office more inviting, and so I put that down.
Nice,
right there. Yes.
Since we have a note in here that Billy reads comics, maybe opening sequence like this is the music continues playing and we'll see every one of our characters in some kind of element. Do we see Billy at Midtown Comics, or do you think, how do we get introduced to the character? What's he doing?
I think maybe it's with comics, but maybe not at Midtown.
Okay.
I think he's gone over to New Jersey. You know, short drive over to New Jersey, gone to Westview to have an afternoon with Agatha. And he has comics out, and he's just like complaining about the weird different histories of people here. In fact, actually, I think he has like a Doctor Strange origin comic #1. He's like, this this jackass, like this horrible man, like they give these glowing histories of like, look, he's terrible, he's a drunk, he's awful, he's been awful his entire life, he shouldn't be trusted with any sort of power even now.
Oh, that's great. You're on Agatha. Agatha's got to be listening to some kind of like. I mean, she went through a lot of different iterations in WandaVision, so I think I'll go with like 80s pop music is playing in the background. Maybe a Blondie song sounds good. So Blondie's playing. She's skirting around you, working on some various projects. It's all very domestic homemaker-esque.
I'm sorry. I know you don't care about any of this magic superhero nonsense stuff.
Oh, it's interesting, but I think that the Avengers, they get so much press. It's fine. It's fine.
You know, that's exactly what Allison's been saying recently. She's constantly complaining about how much the media covers like the long established teams. They don't even care about new up and comers, which I mean, like, I don't really want to be on cameras and screens everywhere, but she says it's important, so I guess I'm trying.
I have to be honest. The idea of you working under Shield's view is a little worrisome, Billy.
What worries? I mean, they're okay. They have a bad track record with the flying ones, but we're on like a ground base. It's basically like a strip mall.
Right. But still, they do. There was that whole thing with Hydra infiltrating them. And I just worry that what if the wrong people are pulling their strings and they're always watching, right?
They do really like cameras. Like in everything. Everything has cameras.
And I think she is trying to tell you how the world works right now as we engage with our first move. So when all adults have influence over you by default, and when someone with influence over you tries to tell you how the world works, you have a few choices. You can either accept their influence, which means I will rearrange 2 of your labels. I will tell you the labels because that might affect your decision of whether you will accept or reject. And I think that what she wants to do is make you a little more suspicious and to look out a little bit more. So she wants your understanding to be a little bit higher. She's going to push up your mundane and lower your savior, because savior is like going out and putting yourself in danger for others. Do you accept that influence, or would you like to reject the influence?
I think that's fair. Like I said, I want to start from a place of like, you know, Billy's got a blind spot to her and is very like trusting of her, even though she's not the same person that he knows new.
Close enough. Like,
Yeah, and he'll say like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I totally forgot. It's like this whole town had that whole thing with Shield last year, didn't they? With yeah, I mean everybody's still like, I can't even have the like duffel bag logo show while I'm out on the street, or people walking their dog will just like run away. I keep forgetting. I'm sorry. I know you've had terrible experiences with them. You're right. I should pay attention more. I have a bad habit of assuming that things in this universe are just like they were in mine, and just like not looking for the dangers that are there. I should be more careful about that."
And then we hear ding as a little timer goes off, and she says, "Thank you so much, Billy." And she gives you a little side hug as you're sitting there with the comics out. And she goes and comes with a round pizza pan. Well, yeah, a couple of cloth, like, but she's like cut the pizza to be an octagonal shape, just like you like it. She brings it, puts it on the table for you to grab a octagonal slice. And of course,
Aunt Agatha, you're the best.
she did cut it to where it doesn't have crust on the end, but it is octagonal. Cool. I like that. Let's jump scenes then to Torov, as now we're hearing Blondie playing in the background as we bleed into Torov's scene. Where do we find him?
I think, if I may, let me know if you guys are down. I think Blondie just gets quieter as Torolf is walking up to the back door of Billy's house.
This is on Agatha. So wait, is he going to
Agatha's
Billy's
house?
Okay, all right. This is great.
And Torolf throws the door open as the neighbor who makes himself way too comfortable. Does my nose deceive me? Is that the pizza? Agatha, my dear, he pulls out a daisy. Beautiful as always, and your cooking never disappoints. Billy, what shall we get up to today, my friend? What adventures? What mystic? What?
It's hot. It's good. And it doesn't have any of the gross round pieces. She cut all those off.
Good. I don't know why they do it round in New York, Billy. Octagonal czar.
It's insane. It's unhygienic, is what it is.
I don't know what that word means, but I don't like it either. I think Torolf takes a big corner slice and is eating it, and then he goes up to Agatha and he attempts to try and dance with her. He says, "Come, Agatha, let us celebrate your wonder and your beauty and the cheese."
Agatha laughs delightedly, and she definitely has, pardon the term, but a little bit of that MILF energy going on as she dances with you. The camera lovingly shows a few shots. Oh, isn't she attractive? And Turov is aware of that energy, and it's fun. She plays along. She laughs. She's very open to Turov's extravagances, and I don't imagine that your Aunt Agatha makes any cracks about her husband, George, who's non-existent. I think she just lives here by herself. Are we cool with that? Like, I would to chuck that set of humor for WandaVision. Okay, good.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah,
Cool.
it was Agatha all alone.
All alone.
Oh, that's so good. I want to add like one little bit from when Toro first enters from the back door. He doesn't notice it, but we see a little bit of like CGI of some kind of barrier that was broken open when he comes inside, and there was a moment where Agatha and then relaxes because she noticed someone had intruded the home, but then everything's just fine, and Billy's none the wiser. That's good. I like the dancing to Blondie. Sounds amazing, especially the part where you're dancing to Blondie rapping, I think, because it's Rapture is playing. That amuses me. And then I think it would be a fun, cinematic trick if we bleed from the rap of Rapture to where the words blend into something that Dazzler's performing, perhaps. Because as the star, she's got to start off with people showing the people the star power. So what is that like? What's Dazzler up to? What's she singing, and why?
Think because I don't think she does shows or that sort of thing. This is all she's doing all her stuff on social media, and it's just she sells merch. I think that's how she mainly, and she probably has sponsors. That's kind of how she makes.
She have like
money.
a Patreon going on, and then
Yeah, sure.
Subscribe to her newsletter,
yeah. And the YouTube ad revenue, yes, anyway, I think she's because this Dazzler definitely has the old style roller skates, not rollerblades, old style 70s roller skates. So I think she's maybe in Central Park or like riding down some on her skates down some path there, and like I think she's she's probably she's singing something, and that's okay, but she's doing like the light show behind her. So I think she has to have like a selfie stick so that you can see more of like the performance, the moves she's making, and the light show behind her.
And as you're going by, there's a couple of camera shots that like you pass by, and it focuses in on the people who are drawn to your performance of watching, and then there are a few people who are coming from like throwing frisbees to oh wait, who's that? I know that girl. They're chasing along. They have this little following coming after you, and I want to hit a playbook move if you're okay with it. Maybe this is a flamboyant display of your powers.
Ooh, yeah.
All
Time for the
right.
show.
Roll plus superior. Your superior at current is 2.
Yeah, I just need to reconnect to the roller. Moment. Plus 2. That's a 12.
Oh my goodness, that's amazing. All right, on a 10 plus, you get to ask 3 questions.
Oh,
Okay, yeah. Sorry, I was tapping the gossip. I was looking at the wrong thing. Sorry. 10 plus, you name 2 NPCs present. The named NPCs must either volunteer help or information, express admiration, or ask for your help. That's the GM's choice. You get to name a couple of NPCs who just happen to be in Central Park.
Okay. Ooh. It would be fun to pull in some existing characters, but I think we'll go with new ones, like unknown regular civilians.
Okay.
There's a teenage girl, young teenage girl, and I'm not good at coming up with names.
That's
so
okay.
thank you. But yeah, please.
Okay.
Outside my native language. So that, and I think there's like someone selling like cotton candy or something, like with a stall, that sort of like
Awesome. Like a little push cart type deal. They do the thing where they like stick the cone in the middle and they pull out all the big swirly cotton candy. Awesome. Sweet. So this blonde girl, hair up in pigtails to make herself look even younger. She comes up after you've finished the song. She's listened. She's walked along with you. Got to jog a little bit because you're on roller skates. It's not like you're stationary. But when you're done, she comes up close and says, "Hey, that was amazing. Like, can I take a selfie with you?"
Yeah, of course.
Cool.
And I think I've taken my phone and oh, hi everyone. I'm here with, what's your name?
Georgia, but it's with J's.
Georgia with J's. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah. Hey, I'm a big fan. Like, this is amazing. That was a great track. Are you gonna like release it?
Maybe I'll put it up on my SoundCloud.
Awesome. And Georgia Mercado, she like leans in for a selfie and takes a couple pictures and posts them on a variety of like on her Insta and a few other places. And she says, like you were part of that museum thing too, right?
Oh yeah. Me and we haven't named our team, right?
Nope. I don't think
Is
he
that
does.
have we do we have a name for the team, or is this something that we just haven't gotten around to?
I don't we haven't named. I almost thought of jumping into Billy's scene when it was talking about how you thought people needed Avengers names and stuff, and I was like, we don't even have a name. I don't think we've come up with one. Which I could see I could see Dazzler just pitching names constantly, trying to brand, and Colossus being like, come on guys, you can't brand, your civic duty or whatever.
Shield Team 43.
Uh, I'm gonna go ahead and make a suggestion for one because I think
Ooh.
Colossus would like it, and I'm gonna say the Vanguard.
Ooh.
On account of one, it does sound kind of like a superhero team, but also it's a term that you often apply to groups of artists. And I don't know if you remember this, but Peter Rasputin's actual occupation is not farmer. It is in
He's a
fact
painter, right?
he is in fact an artist. So I'm going to suggest the Vanguard.
Cool. So, but I think what Dazzler says is, yeah, that was us, Dazzler and the Vanguards.
She says, "Oh, like Dazzler, you are so amazing." And like, I don't know, I just noticed that like there's not as much merch. Like I would totally be on your street team or whatever. You have a street team, right?
I don't know. I
Oh, that's okay. Rich will explain. So street team is a like these are the groupies, also little interns, people that will do whatever random thing you want done, like go put up flyers for this block for my thing, or go mob this social media site and get a bunch of likes for this other thing. Street team is just lackey, gopher, that kind of thing.
Okay. Oh yeah, that would be super great. Just send me a message on Instagram, and I'll
Well, like I
just look
already
for it.
follow you, so I'll just message you right now.
Cool.
But not how you think. By the way, she probably will show up at some point. Probably, just as a hint that maybe the best character from all the Disney Plus series will probably have to show up, so I can do that very weird accent and badly. Sweet. So Georgia has a request of you, which is she wants to be on your street team.
Yeah. And I think I'm going to, yeah, I will do that. I mean, I obviously can't do it right now. There's some, yeah, but
I just tell her what to do. Boom, she's on the street team.
yeah.
It's pretty easy. Cool. Yeah, and I think Cotton Candy Guy will like wave you over. Hey, you want some? It's free. It's free for you.
Oh yeah, sure. Hi again. I'm here with, what's your name?
Oh, it's Mattwin.
Backwing?
Just Matt. Matt's Cotton Candy.
Oh, I'm here with Matt's cotton candy. This looks really yummy. And we're here in Central Park. Make sure you come by and buy some of his cotton candy.
He's just beaming. He's like, yeah, and he starts going into like, I use a particular type, and we even have like over here in this tub, we have the Splenda made, so it's low. It's not that bad for you. Cotton candy won't ruin your teeth, by the way. It's just, it goes away so fast that as long as you floss every day, you're good. You're good. All those rumors, dentists, they're wrong.
Yeah, we used to have cotton candy all the time when I was a kid, and I'm fine. So.
Oh, it's good. You just did like exactly what he was going to ask, which was like, hey, pimp my stuff. And you did the thing. So he won't ask again because you're already doing the thing. That is awesome. I really like that. And then I think let's follow you. There's like a few other moments, a musical montage of your song playing in the background as you're interacting with people in Central Park. But it doesn't last forever. At some point, people move on with their lives. And that flash of the crowd fades. Does Dazzler go to the office? Does she go somewhere else? Where does she end up at the end of this scene where we got to introduce ourselves to her?
Ooh. Yeah, I think she has a bag with her, and she goes in somewhere and kind of, or she puts on like a jacket or something, or a hoodie, I think, just to be a bit civilian for a while, because she loves the attention, but it also gets a bit tiring. So, and then she goes to the office to check in, because she knows Colossus. He's always on us about have to check in regularly and sign the sheet and whatever.
Sign the sheet. That's great. So we'll follow you then as you take from Central Park. I don't know. Who knows New York City well enough to say if this has to ride a train to the HQ or it's a walk? What do you think?
I think you always have to ride a train.
Awesome.
Yeah,
So we can
fair.
see the train. Sounds good. So you ride the train. There are a few people who snap pics of you.
Yeah, I think she's sitting kind of with like her hood down and just checking her phone. And if someone tries to talk to her, she will be polite, but not like uh, effusive. She's kind of in off mode, I guess.
Oh, that's cool. I like seeing that off mode. When Colossus, you see that Dazzler has entered the building and entered the office. Would Colossus have a thing where he gets a notification when someone has swiped their badge, or
That's
you
a fair
just see them
question.
when they walk in?
You know what? He's got something of rank. It's the nature of the thing. So I think he probably does. And so he's aware that she's coming in, and is going to actually go and I think meet her. He pulls something off of his desk to bring over. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'll say that just to provide you with some information, there are reports of incidents that are linked to a woman who the working file is the Enchantress, an Asgardian.
So he'll meet her. Good. You remembered to check in. It's very important, and I'm exciting that you have taken this lesson to heart. We have some stuff that we can work on, but please, first, how are you?
Oh, I'm fine. And you? Everything cool here?
I'm good. It's interesting. Billy has told me that the Doctor Strange is not a good comic, but I was looking, and there seemed to be some excellent references to surrealism, to op art, to really a wide variety of artistic influences that I would not have thought to have found in a comic. But
Oh, I don't know. I don't read comics. That's too gnarly for me.
Well, I was thinking that maybe, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. he's gonna shuffle the papers a little bit. So what he was bringing over is now at the back. He's like, we should get to work. You're right. You're right. The comics, maybe not. So there is a person we are currently calling the Enchantress in the files. We are picking up some odd things. It's at this moment just something to keep an ear out for, I think. Magic is crazy, yeah.
Yeah, tell me about it. So do we, like in the office, do we have like our own, do we have like a bullpen, or do we have like our own room, or do we have like cubicles, or is it?
I think that Colossus has absolutely set it up as a bullpen, as a shared space that is like is probably wasn't designed that way, so it's a little cramped. But he has set it up so that it is a shared space. Again, his design sensibilities are not great, but which is weird given the art thing. But like interior architecture, really not his thing. So if someone else has made any kind of suggestion, then they have rolled with it.
Any thoughts, Cody, Patrick, on what you'd like from an office?
I don't think I think Torulf doesn't do much of anything in the I think he uses, if there is a desk, it's mostly just he puts stuff on top of it constantly and it just gets bigger and bigger. And he's like, yeah, it's like, oh, I found this while I was out. I'll move that later. Maybe there's a like a large archery stand or something in the corner that he just throws various stuff at whenever he has the time. But he's never at the desk sitting. He uses it for storage mostly. So no design options from him. There's a lot of hay strewn about randomly. How did that get in there? Who can say?
Colossus, every once in a while, he wants to respect your privacy, but he takes like the leftover, nasty, week old boxes of food and just like throw them in the trash.
I think Billy like suggested at one point that we could like repaint the walls to something less industrial gray, and ended up with a stack of like requisition paperwork a foot thick on his desk, and so now he just brings in like house plants every now and then.
Occasional house plant. That's great. Cool. And then per television contrivance, I think Billy and Turuf will enter the office about the time that Piotr is describing the Enchantress, to where Turuf, you can interrupt with whatever you want to share about Amora that you may or may not know, that may or may not be accurate, because I'm here for whatever you want to throw out.
Is there a move we can throw for that?
Is there?
Hold on. Also, normally there's the...
Well, Dazzler could, of course, put out, tap into the gossip and rumors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Dazzler's the only one who has a move for that.
Seems like it. And then there's some research isn't really a thing in
not unless you're a protege,
right?
Yeah, I feel like if I could get closer to her or had something to like of hers to focus on, I could try an elemental awareness. But
you know what? I have a move I could do.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, because I can ask Shield for additional resources. Like, I could ask to see if we can get more information than just what's available.
Certainly
like
could.
more in-depth reports. Let's do it. Let's get a roll out there.
Let's do it.
So let's call this resources. There's no dice. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, there's die roller. Let me share the link.
Yeah, no, I've got the die roller. It's just I hadn't added in the 2 dice.
Oh.
So I got a 7. On a hit, they'll resupply as best they can. So not a whole lot going on there.
Okay. Well, let's see. Before we get started, do this all day. Ask Shield for additional resources, equipment, or information during a mission. Call Roll Plus Soldier. Hit, they'll resupply as best they can. Interesting. That is a boring option, but okay. Not your fault. That's how the moves read. They will provide you with captures from ATM cameras, traffic light cameras, and it seems that the area where Amora or the Enchantress has been seen is in Manhattan. So that's the best that they can give you. They do have times, and you could probably do more triangulation. Maybe get around there.
Do we have any kind of description?
Yeah, you got a pick. In fact, if you look in the NPCs, you'll see the pick she's got down on antagonists. She's got a green hairpiece there. Stands out a little bit, one would think.
Nice.
What's the problem? What did my good cousin Honora do? Cousin distantly removed, but it's good to see she escaped the wicked Thanos's treatment of my people on the boat and whatnot. I guess the ship. It wasn't a boat. It was a spaceship. But I don't see why we need to do anything about it. She's traveling. That's good. Broadening her horizons, right, Billy?
Yes, no. It's not a boat. Wait, I'm lost.
And maybe she is as well. What's the problem, Colossus?
That's a fair question. What is the problem, Rich?
Yes. So the Enchantress has been moving in spaces where, sorry, Rich is now, Jane Foster had noted particular anomalies, interspatial anomalies, which was part of who's the other scientist
Darcy?
that you not Darcy, but the guy,
Dr.
Selvig.
Selvig, yeah. Thank you. The Selvig also had talked about was portals to other dimensions that the Enchantress has been visiting those particular sites, the ones that are here in Manhattan. So there's some concern around other realm problems, and that's the general gist of what you've gotten so far. It's more of those, hey, this is a watch out, more than an actual details. Yeah. However, because we are near end of session, as you are looking through the various vid feeds that you have, there's a live feed, and maybe Dazzler, your phone starts blowing up as a portal is opening up. And Cody, Turo, when you see, as they, of course, throw on a big screen because it's a cinematic television show, you see that in the area that is, Rich had it for a second ago and lost it, area of Manhattan near where damage control is currently located. So the damage control HQ near Empire State University. I've got a map I'll throw up onto our doc, but you see that there's a portal opening up, and you recognize that it is one of the 9 realms that now there are creatures starting to spill out of that portal. And it's not a rainbow bridge. It just seems that she's used some magic to tap in to try to pull folks in. They're coming onto the streets. You see various warriors, dark elves, one might say, And I'm curious, what is it that Turov says to end our episode?
That's a lot of pressure. Turtle says, well, we should send a welcoming party.
Nice. Cool. So sorry, loose structure. It was our first session. We got a bunch for me to pick things up, but that's where we will end our session because we have some end of session stuff. It's going to be a little hard, and we're doing character creation, but still, I want to go through it. So at the end of every session, you choose one. Going around the horn, you get to choose: do you grow closer to the team? Do you grow into your own image of yourself, or do you grow away from the team? And we'll start from the right-hand side of the character keeper, heading towards the left. Wiccan, did you grow closer to the team, grow away from the team, or into your own image of yourself?
I think Wicked feels lost enough to start with, so I think he grew closer to the team. We had that lovely scene with Torolf and Agatha.
Wonderful. Okay, so when you grow closer to the team, explain who made you feel welcome and give them influence.
Torolf.
And then you don't have any conditions, so you can mark potential, which is this game's version of XP. Did Torolf already have influence over you? I believe the answer is
he did.
Yes. So we get to hear another mechanic. Cody, when you already have influence over someone and they give you influence again, you don't have double influence, but you gain the ability to immediately adjust that person's labels. You don't have to, but you get the option. So you can push any one of Billy's labels up, and correspondingly one label will go down. Do you want a moment
really?
to...
So when you pick one up, the other one goes down?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Zero-sum gain, but it does change the flow of what you'd be good at.
I think I think Billy's either mundane or superior goes up by one. I think maybe mundane. I think he feels more normal.
Oh my goodness, he's got from -1 to +1 in one session. It's crazy.
All right.
And then I think the one that goes down is perhaps superior. Feeling more normal, it makes sense to not feel as superior. Or
okay.
I think that's what I'm gonna say. Do I now cancel out the
Nope. You retain the influence you had.
Okay.
This would have given you double influence, but instead you just adjust their labels. They mean so much to you that they want to be a bit more like what you want them to act like. And that is how you adjust the labels.
Yeah, and Torolf's just a normal guy from Asgard or whatever. So I should just be more like a normal guy from Asgard.
I love that. That's awesome.
Cool. A normal guy from Asgard.
By the way, I just realized there was a thing I did on a character keeper once before that I'm doing again, which is I'm putting a sum for labels for everybody because I think it's easier to remember. Did I go up too many or down too many? I've seen that. So to make it easier for everybody, I create a little something right to the right of the word labels, and that way, if it adds up to 3, you've got it all worked out, and if it adds up to 2 or 4, then you must have tweaked this oddly somehow. Awesome. Thank you so much for that. Wiccan Colossus, did you go closer to the team, away from the team, or closer to your own image of your own self?
Oh, we didn't play very much, but it's still actually sadly going to be away from the team. Because what Dazzler didn't know that he was excited to share was he was drawing the team in their own comic. And she came in and said comics are dumb. Which is why he shuffled it to the back of the thing. So it's not her fault, but I'm going to take influence away from Dazzler.
Ouch. Oh, so harsh. Awesome. Okay. Thank you very much. Then normal guy from Asgard, aka Turolf.
Yeah, I think Turolf definitely feels closer to the team. I think his relationship with Billy didn't necessarily grow anymore. But I think it might have been with Colossus at the end there, having like the team all of a sudden dealing with Asgard. I think made him like, oh, I have to say something. I have to kind of be a part of this. I can't just pal around with Billy and bust up trash cans and stuff. So that's what I'm gonna say.
That's oh my god. Now I want to have a trash can busting up scene. The Colossus, you already have influence over Torov, I think. Yes. So you get to adjust one of Torov's labels up and another down.
All right, let's have a look at those because they have moved around a little. Did you adjust these already, Cody?
I
They add up
did, yeah.
to
Okay.
3.
So they're where they're supposed to be. All right, let's see here. You know what? You expressed a desire to throw down. I'm here for it. I think we're going to have to see that danger go up 1. And although I admire it, I'm going to go ahead and say we'll bring the superior down 1. I don't necessarily love having 1s all the way down, but yeah, I think that's where we're looking at.
They'll change.
Yeah, a desire to leap into the fray is plus danger minus superior, I think.
There's Rich, you said there's potential that goes with that one too.
Yes, if someone made you feel welcome, you can either remove a condition or mark potential. So yes, you get an XP as well. Thank you for that reminder. Cool. So that was Turov, which means we are to you, Dazzler.
Yeah. Dazzler is growing more into her own image of herself. Team is like, yeah, okay. And I think after the interaction with Georgia, I think I'm going to push up Xavier because she was like she brought up that heroic moment of protecting the city from the fire.
I like it.
But then I have to. You can go to -2, right?
You can.
So I think it's a -2 for Monday because I am not an ordinary regular person. I am a cool superhero celebrity.
That's awesome, and so
It's terrible, but yeah, it's what feels right.
I love it. That is fantastic. No problems here. Cool. So yeah, Cody, go ahead if you want to do wishes and stars and just knock those out.
Yeah, thanks. Wishes. There's the team is set. I'm ready to start with a rumble next session. I think that's going to happen. So I'm that already got fulfilled. I also want to settle on a voice and vibe for total. I didn't really have any idea what the voice was going to be when I started, and it kind of defaulted to a bad version of Matt Berry from What We Do in the Shadows. So between that and I want to read the rules, mostly my wishes are just get better prepared for next week, and then yeah, start with a rumble.
I thought you were just fine. I really enjoyed it.
Stars to Colossus as the artist. I really love that angle, and it seems like it's a good fit, Jason. I don't know why that is. I really liked Patrick. I like that you're playing Billy Wick in that kind of emo way, like the kind of more unsure kid, because I think it needs it, especially with what the other people we have on the team, Dazzler, myself, Agatha. Hello, I'm glad she's here. What's up, guys? Vanguard is a good team name. I'm a fan of that. And Anders, you as an influencer is pure goodness. I'm so happy for that. That was great. Yeah, so very excited to play this run with you guys.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Cody.
All right.
Who'd like
catch you guys next week.
I know you get the dip. I'll catch you later, man.
Yep, later.
Cool. So who'd like to go next with wishes?
I can kick some in. It would be nice to get the rumble. It's always a little bit tricky right at the start to establish things. Like, and in this case, we struggled a bit. Like, where's the information coming from? What do we know? So it was a little bit of a stumble there, just in terms of hammering out what it looks like to receive information from Shield.
Yep. We'll refine it.
This is how you find the points, right?
Yep.
Test to destruction. That being said, like, this is not the team that anyone would have seen coming, but still the team I'm happy to be a part of. Like I love seeing a mystically oriented team. Dazzler actually in the comics had a run where she was literally hopping across dimensions, and it was an awesome run. So check it out. So yeah, no, and I think it's a neat assortment of personalities that seem to fit together in a way that is on the one hand unexpected and unconventional, but also really exciting, and it makes sense.
Glad. Other than wishes on fight and firming some things up, any other wishes you have?
I'm pretty happy about how it was coming together.
Good. Excellent.
I can do some wishes, or at least it's just one wish really, and that's just to get to the point where people start messing with us, and I mean like the emotional stuff, because we have so many people who are interested in us in one way or another, who's going to start tugging, and I just want to see that. That's what I'm here for, and also the superhero throwdown, of course, but that's coming. Yeah, and stars to everyone. I don't want to repeat too much, but yeah, the thing with the comic was really great. That was fantastic, and yeah, the octagonal pizza. I don't know why that's so funny, but it's just so great.
It's really good. I love
yeah.
that gag, and I love it. Sweet. Patrick.
Yeah. Wishes. Again, generally, I like want to get a chance to interact with the other characters. You know, solidify the sort of team dynamics, since we have a little bit of history together. And like I love the major NPCs we have for all the characters. So I would say generally all of them, but to make it specific, I just love the idea of having in-person, online, over the media, whatever sort of fights with Titania. Like that Jabila Jamil, like super bitch influenced Titania was just an amazing character.
Yes.
And so I'm stoked to interact with her.
I am also very excited. I'm glad that you guys threw that out.
Stars, again, I love our team setup. This is such a weird group of characters to put together into a team. And Rich, I loved your comment to Cody about, like, you know, every new team has like all these thrown together established characters, and then one new person that the writer was like, but this is my dream character. And so I love that idea of Torolf was like the insert dream character of the writer. That's a very neat way to look at it. I love like old school roller skate Dazzler.
Yes.
I just stupidly want that to be in too many scenes. And Colossus, I mean, I'm a diehard X-Men fan at heart, so bringing in X-Men, like a core one, makes me so happy. Colossus is just one of my longtime favorite characters, and but also like putting him in this like weird middle management position to where he's like a hero and a shield soldier, but also like the office manager, and we probably ask him when we run out of staples and stuff. And that's such a great weird intersection to put Colossus in.
Yes. I really look forward to mining more of that weirdness. It's gonna be fun.
Oh, and Cody's not here, but Toro like immediately flirting with Agatha was just great.
Yes. Yes, that was an excellent, brave choice that I am completely ecstatic about. Cool. Well, with that, we will bring this first session to a close. Thank you all for your wishes, and I really look forward to 5 more sessions of this fun with y'all. So we'll bring the recording to a close.